Oh, what? No, I wasn't singing at 2x speed. What are you talking about? Anyway, hey guys, it's VampKid9, and welcome back to more Super Mario 63. In the last episode, we made it up this far into Bowser's Castle, and we had gotten all the 8 red coins. And, in this episode, we're going to be moving on with the rest of the castle. I've cut out me getting through the 2 keys to unlock the cannon. So we're going to be showing the upper paths, which it actually branches off into 2 separate paths here. One here, which is the rocket flood path, and the other which is over here and is the turbo flood path. You can take either, it doesn't really matter. I'm actually going to be showing off both, just for the sake of organization. But before we do that, actually, I am going to grab this rocket flood here and commit suicide. Let's try that again, shall we? Anyway, the rocket flood, we can go back downstairs real quick, because there's a star coin in one of the rooms. I mentioned this earlier. Actually, if you had used the shortcut by rocketing up straight into the middle of the main room, you can get your rocket floods in here. But either way, it doesn't really matter. Just rocket before you fall down in there, and then you land on this pillar and rocket back up again, and you'll find your star coin right here. Now, just grab this key again. Pow! Wee! Fun! Alright, I went ahead and cut out the trip. But what I'm actually going to be doing is going ahead and taking on the turbo flood path first. This is actually the easier path. I would definitely recommend doing what I just did, going into the rocket flood, exiting, and then just walking right over here and going into the turbo flood path, because that makes your life a lot easier, because you can use your rocket flood like crazy in here. But I'm going to be showing it just turbo flood, just in case you aren't, I don't know, just because I feel like doing it like that. How about that? Anyway, we'll start getting into our next couple lives here. Let's go ahead and grab this one. Yeah, though this castle is a lot of endurance, they do feed you 1-ups like crazy. Alright, so here we get into part of the harder portion of this castle. You gotta time these fairly well. You got your rocket flood, you can just spam it. But it is worthwhile not to just rocket flood up to that sling star right there, because you get to do that, which is awesome. But anyway. Oh! That was stupid. Let's try that again, shall we? Boink. This can either be very hard or very easy, depending on whether or not you screw up your first time. Here we go. Just turbo flood, it's fairly simple. And then just jump in there. Don't hit the lava, or you won't be able to jump into the sling star. And then use your turbo flood again. Get over to this door. And that's the turbo flood simplified. I'm just going to go ahead and drop down here and show off the rocket flood path. It is worthwhile to have both floods for the last corridor here, which we'll be showing after this. Okay, let's blast up here. This is quite a bit harder, because if you do grab the turbo flood before doing this, it's quite a bit harder to abuse the turbo flood. Sorry about the jump cut there, folks. Phone rang. It was a solicitor, of course. Anyway, just continue rocketing up here. Grab your little heart piece there. Piece of heart, right. you're gonna have to go ahead and use, no, I guess you don't have to use the enemies. What am I talking about? And then you can keep rocketing up. You can take up quite a few shortcuts in this. But there are quite a few coins if you don't, so I guess it doesn't really matter. And a little bit of low ceiling platforming. Giant red death thing. And there is how you get that one up. Have fun getting back. Holy cow, can't believe I did that. It's because I'm awesome. Anyway, moving up, I bet you can't guess what this last corridor is going to be like. Yep, hover flood. Now it rewards you if you can, or if you have both of your floods. If you don't, you can just go ahead and, if you don't have your turbo flood, you can just go ahead and head up here. But this invincibility star is only possible to get with your invincibility, or with your turbo flood by doing this. Now go ahead and rocket straight up with your rocket flood, and then just jump along here. These swamps can't do a thing to you. They can crush you and slow you down, but they can't hurt ya. And just rocket up here, otherwise you'd have to platform. And then you can actually abuse your invincibility enough to the point where you can climb along, speed across the lava while you're invincible, and then just rocket straight up here. It's the fastest way to do that. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Oh, crap. Wow, I can't believe I actually just survived all of that. Okay. So now you probably want to pull out your hover flood at this point, because it is very necessary for this section. Like I said, you want to keep an eye on your hover flood meter. Make sure you don't run out of power or water. They do provide refills every once in a while, though, so you don't have to worry too much about your water meter. Water meter? Yeah, that's right, your water meter. You don't have to worry too much about your water meter, because it's just your water meter and not your water meter. Like I said, refreshments. Now, if you got your rocket flood, you can rocket up here. Otherwise, you gotta hover over these things, which is extremely irritating, by the way. You gotta go boing, 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 boing. Crap, don't spin. Remember, guys, spin attack isn't actually your friend. You know what? You know what? Okay, so now we've got quite a few falling platforms, bullies that literally just commit suicide, but whatever. Whee! Death a bully. I committed suicide in order to kill 2 bullies. Totally worth it. I don't need your rocket flood. Okay, so now we have a cool little gimmick. There's a fire goomba right there. Just push down these blocks and hover up through here. Holy cow! Another fire goomba. You got 2 switches here, but essentially the same thing. And then just hover through these guys. And did not want to fall down here. Crap. It put me all the way back here! Okay, let's try that again. There we go. And epic music as we approach the staircase. Now, quick point. Don't fall off here. Just trust me. We got a couple parts here. Whoops! I meant to do that. That isn't death, is it? Yeah. Definitely. Trust me. One up right there. You grab your hover flood. And you get some healing stations here. I don't know why there's one over here too. Symmetry, I guess. And this door looks pretty epic. Let's see what's inside. Ha 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 ha, Mario. You think you can actually stop my master plan? The meter's go. I can't talk. Okay. So this is Bowser in the clown car. An evil battle. All you gotta do is bounce on his head as soon as that arrow pops up. Throws a bunch of different colored fireballs, which do different things, which has already popped up on the sidebar there. Basically, he'll do a couple things. Throw fireballs, and then spawn enemies, and which you can use to heal. He'll do this attack, and he'll actually also come down and kill you with his thing like that. I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know, but just watch Bowser's Kingdom? I don't know. But other than that, it's fairly simple. Just dodge. Make sure to heal every once in a while. There's the gray ones, giant explosions. And then there's our healing coin. You'll also notice that you don't have your floods with you here. Even if you press shift, you can't even turn off your hover flood. Here's the last hit! Nope, screwed it up, of course. But yeah, you don't have your floods, you can't even turn off your hover flood. All they give you is the hover flood, nothing else. How did I dodge that attack? Of course I got hit by the fireball a split second later, but... What's Mario doing with this? Oh, looks painful. Wah! Wah, Mario! Okay. A sling star has appeared. You can use this warp pipe to return to the castle. And infinite headbanging. Okay. So, this warp pipe does actually take you right back to that, the infinite staircase room. And so, we're gonna go ahead and take this sling star into the galaxy in the next episode.